Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. I want you to know that I greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much for being a viewer. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. Also, if you learn something new from this video, please consider clicking the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. That would mean a lot to me personally. Now, in some new audio recordings that have been released, President Trump authorized his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, to speak with Bob Woodward. But I thought what was extremely interesting was what Kushner said. Now, before I get into this, I want my viewers and subscribers to know that I did release another video today talking about the Pelosi mistake, the potential big mistake from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. So for us on this channel, it's not about the red or the blue, it's about the red, white, and blue. I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican, I'm American. So this isn't about, whether what President Trump did was right or wrong, whether President Trump's approach based on what Jared Kushner said is right or wrong. That is not for me to decide. That is for you to judge. I am a citizen reporter. Before I share some of the incredible things that Jared Kushner said, I'll provide you with a link to the article in the description section below so you can check out the entire article and you can listen to those audios yourself. But first, I want to share that the president authorized Kushner to speak with Bob Woodward, and this actually happened in the early stages of all the audio interviews that took place between President Trump and Bob Woodward. So first, let's listen to this audio clip of the president authorizing, or you could say instructing, Kushner to speak with Bob Woodward. Let's watch.
I told Jared to speak to you, and I believe he has.
Yes,
I just told him a little while ago that if you would do me a favor, Jared, and coordinate a little bit with Bob so that Bob can speak to anybody he wants to, Jared will handle it. Very capable guy, Jared. You can't get people like this.
We talked once,
One smart cookie.
I'm scheduled to see
and
him.
if you could deal with Jared a little bit, see me whenever you want.
So let's listen to some key aspects of the conversation between Jared Kushner and Bob Woodward. And this took place on the 18th of April earlier this year. I want you to judge for yourself what you interpret from this. And the first segment is the comeback phase where Kushner describes what he sees as the three stages of the pandemic, how we deal with it as a country. And he said the three stages were panic, pain, and the comeback. Again, that's panic, pain, and the comeback. And according to Kushner, the comeback actually started back in mid-April. Now, I want you to listen to this audio segment carefully, and I want you to be the judge. Does this seem like something that is empathetic, something that is designed to help the American people, or does it come across as a political strategy, a calculation in order to gain leverage publicly in the court of public opinion? You be the judge. I'm just here as a citizen journalist. I'm going to play the audio and I'll let you watch and judge for yourself. Let's listen.
There were three phases. There was the panic phase, the pain phase, and then the comeback phase. I do believe that last night symbolized kind of the beginning of the comeback phase. That doesn't mean there's not still a lot of pain and there won't be pain for a while, but that basically was, we've now put out rules to get back to work. Trump's now back in charge. It's not the doctors. They've kind of, we have like a negotiated settlement.
Now, I don't know what jumped out to you, but what jumped out to me was the statement, Trump's now back in charge, not the doctors. That is, Trump's now back in charge, not the doctors, when we're in the middle of a health pandemic. Also, the phrase negotiated settlement, to me, that was very interesting. Negotiated settlement. So again, you be the judge whether it sounds like an empathetic approach or some sort of a political strategy, a calculation, if you will, again, in the court of public opinion. Let's move on to the next segment of this audio that has some pretty interesting comments from Jared Kushner. Kushner tells Woodward about how President Trump is, I quote, getting the country back from the doctors and that he's going to own the open up. As you can see, there was an emphasis on essentially opening up because, we want the economy to open, but the key is how do you do this in a safe and effective way? And all of us, every single person watching this video is dealing with the consequences of opening up. We want to open up, but we don't want it to be in a hasty manner that results in more infections. That is the heart of this situation, and that is the heart of the approach that the administration has taken. So again, I'll let you be the judge, but the phrase that jumped out to me in the audio that you're just about to listen to is getting the country back from the doctors and own the open up. I'll let you listen to this audio, and I'll let you hear the words of Jared Kushner yourself. Let's roll the tape.
The last thing was kind of doing the guidelines, which was interesting, and that in my mind was almost like, Trump getting the country back from the doctors, right? In the sense that what he now did was, he's going to own the open up.
Now, according to this article, and by the way, I'll provide you with a link to the article in the description section below, Kushner also described to Woodward the political calculations for the president of the United States. And the political calculation for the president was to put the responsibility on the governors. In his interview on April 18th with Bob Woodward, Kushner described how he believed that President Trump had set himself up to reap the political rewards of a successful containment of the pandemic while ensuring that the state governors and not the president would be blamed for any failure should there be a failure, and considering that there has been widespread failure because the pandemic is reaching new highs as I'm recording this video. I'm quoting Jared Kushner here. The states have to own the testing. The federal government should not own the testing, and the federal government should not own kind of the rules. It's got to be the governors because that's the way the federalist system works. So that is what Jared Kushner said. He also went on and he said, but the president is also very smart politically with the way he did that fight with the governors to basically say, no. I own the opening. Because again, the opening is going to be very unpopular. People want this country open, but if it opens in the wrong way, the question will be, did the governors follow the guidelines we sent out or not? Now, in another interview that Jared Kushner did with Bob Woodward on the 8th of May, Jared Kushner referred to the president as, I quote, a cheerleader, and he talked about, I quote, the psychology of the market. Here's a direct quote from Jared Kushner. So if you basically say this is coming back in the fall, don't gear up, then people won't rehire. People will stay unemployed. That's what Kushner told Bob Woodward. He said, and if you're planning for the worst case scenario, that will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. One of the things that the president's great at is he's a cheerleader. He's trying to make people feel good about the outcome. That's what Jared Kushner said. And if you thought that was interesting, wait till the next two audio segments. Jared Kushner talked about his views on political parties, and this is what he said. He said, I say he basically did a full hostile takeover of the Republican Party. He said, and I don't even think it's as much about the issues. I think it's about the attitude. That's what Jared Kushner said. Keep in mind, this is the president's son-in-law, and he is a close advisor to the president. He referred to political parties as a collection of tribes, and he shared his opinion about the Republican Party. I want you to listen to this segment and be the judge for yourself.
I learned this early on that neither party is really a party. They're collections of tribes, right? And so the Republican Party was a collection of a bunch of tribes, and then, parties as they grow tend to be more about being exclusive than inclusive. And so, you look at like the Republican Party platform, it's a document meant to like piss people off basically more, because it's done by activists.
Yeah.
So you have a disproportionality between what issues people are vocal on and what the people, the voters, really care about. And what Trump's been able to do is, I say he's basically did a full hostile takeover of the Republican Party. And I don't think it's even as much about the issues. I think it's about the attitude.
And Kushner had similar views. I guess you can call it honest views, you can call it disdain, you can call it contempt, just call it whatever you want. But Kushner had similar views about people who were surrounding the president. He said there were administration officials and advisors who had frustrated the president earlier in his term. And he described such individuals as, I quote, overconfident idiots. Fascinating what Jared Kushner actually said. And he talked about people having to know their place. He said, we've gotten rid of a lot of the overconfident idiots. And now he's got a lot more thoughtful people who kind of know their place and know what to do. Quite interesting. I want you to listen to this audio segment and be the judge for yourself.
The most dangerous people around the president are overconfident idiots, right? Because that has a way sometimes of getting past his defense mechanism, because if you're overconfident, then sometimes, on a topic where he doesn't have other people around to kind of validate it, then he can sometimes say, okay, let's go with that. So that's kind of I think if you look at the evolution over time, we've gotten rid of a lot of the overconfident idiots. And now we've got a lot more thoughtful people who kind of know their place and know what to do.
That's it, everybody. Let me know in the comment section below whether you agree with Jared Kushner's comments, whether you think that they're highly unusual. Because remember, this is the president's son-in-law and an advisor, an official advisor to the president. So for the 1% of my viewers who are like, oh, it doesn't matter. It matters. It matters a lot. In fact, this is information that pretty much tells us what's going on in the innermost circle of the administration. So you can dismiss this, or you can listen to it and then decide whether you can decide what you feel about it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I really appreciate you being a viewer and a subscriber. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. East Coast time. Please get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000. You can also get added to our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and you can get added to our email list. You can opt out of the SMS list or the email list at any point in time that you want. You can also follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. And also please follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also the same, ignition_time. That's ignition_time. Now keep in mind, YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. So all you have to do, the solution is very simple. Simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition_time on your browser. Bookmark youtube.com/ignition_time on your browser, and you'll be able to visit the homepage of our channel and watch the videos at any point in time that you want. I really appreciate you watching. Your vote of confidence in us and the entire team behind the scenes at Ignition Time is you simply clicking the like button, you igniting the subscribe button, and you igniting that notification button, because remember, the name of our channel is Ignition Time. Please participate in our community below. Our community is growing very rapidly. We are all very proud of our community, which is now like our family, and we are building a big community, and I invite you to be a part of that community. As always, you'll find the link in the description section below to all our resources, all our references, so you can check them out for yourself. And finally, please share this video with friends and family members so you can help us spread the word and we can pass on this knowledge, because our goal is to provide you with transparent information and let you be the decision maker. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.